Put me on a playlist, said I'm my favourite, she listen to Duck, yo. All money in, no money out, immaculate ratio. We used to bar, don't care about clout, we'll leave that shit for the best coast. They gas my tracks like who's this guy, is cold.
Yo guys, I know it's been a while, man, it's been a long time, but we have to come back with a banger. We have to bring the main guy on, Delinquent Nation, man. What are you saying, bro, man?
My bro, man.
Good, yeah?
It's a pleasure to be here, man.
Nah, man, thank you very much for coming on, bro. We appreciate it, man, literally.
Thank you for having me, man.
Well, yeah, man. Before we start on, yeah, what are you doing with life right now? What are you up to?
But I'm doing loads, man. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm doing loads behind the scene. I don't really post that much.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've probably got to sort that out a bit. Like,
yeah, man. Come on, bro. Man. You're the main guy, man. Come on, man.
Missing you, man.
I respect my bro.
Yeah,
do you know what it is? I've been doing some work in the background in television.
Yeah.
And they tell me a lot of the times, like, oh, while I'm doing this, not to post.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then I'm also working on other things in the background, but yeah, mainly just prison-related content for TV and that. Yeah,
man. Yeah. Well, yeah, let's take it back to the humble beginnings. Humble beginnings, bro. Where did it start for you? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in here, Tottenham.
Tottenham, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in Tottenham.
Yeah.
Went to school. I grew up with my gran. My gran raised me. My parents passed away when I was younger.
Oh. Sorry to hear that, bro.
No, it's cool, man. Raised by my gran, and I appreciated that because, you know, she brought me up in an old school way.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I got a lot of morals and principles from that. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously, I believe you're heavily influenced by your environment.
Yeah.
Most
you
definitely.
know, I kind of got involved in the roads and that. I wanted more
money
and that. Started doing all the fuckery and that since when I was younger. I started shotting and that, and kind of just went level by level kind of thing. And then eventually I had my own line when I was dropped out of college to run my line in country. Yeah, and from there I ran it for about 4 years, and then from there I went to prison for the first time. That was I was about just before or when I was 20 years old. 20? Yeah, and then since then I've been going to prison for the next 10 years basically, big sentences. Yeah. Never had a birthday out in my 20s. Never had a Christmas in my 20s. Just straight
in jail.
Yeah. I went away for drugs and that, came out just before my 25th birthday. And then when I turned just before I turned 25, I went back in and caught a 10, do 5. Spent 5 years in prison. And that's where I started the Delinquent Nation stuff, towards the end of my bird. Like, I was just kind of like, fuck it, I'm not getting a D-cat, I'm not, they made me do the whole bird without getting no D-cat or nothing like that. So I started like, and I was watching prison documentaries while I was in there, innit?
Yeah.
And I was like, they're just running false narratives, you know, like, and I thought to myself, let me just interview the man them. I've always had a smart phone, let me just interview the man them and just get a proper perspective in it, because I feel like a lot of the time the media would say prisons like a holiday camp, which it isn't.
Like
yeah, and that's not really the deterrent for the youths and that, do you know what I mean? And then after that, you know, sorry, what was I saying again? Yeah, the media saying it's a holiday camp, and the man them as well, when they're posting their videos online,
it looks lit.
Yeah, they make it look like it's lit.
Yeah.
Showing all these PS2. Do you know what I'm saying? Showing all the stuff, which isn't really. It's like it doesn't make anything any better. Do you know what I'm saying? But when they're doing that, I think they're just trying to show their friends and family that they're living all right.
Yeah.
But the reality is, it's not nice in there, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? And there's not enough people kind of saying, this isn't the way, like, do you know what I mean? So, I started doing that, and that had some traction. Like,
a lot of attraction, yeah.
I said you was watching it from...
Yeah.
Was watching
bro, watching it from Nottingham, you know, was watching it, bro. Literally, bro.
No, respect, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man, respect. And then from there, I got released after 5 years. Was in what's called the AP, an approved premises, like Mapper Hostel, or whatever you call it. and there was bare man that I knew in there that was like had serious cases, had good stories and that. And I just kind of carried on filming them in there, and then but I was doing it on live, and then someone said, "Oh, you should do a podcast." I didn't know what a podcast was at the time. I just like I've heard about a podcast, but I thought it was like a radio thing kind of thing, and so then I looked into podcasts and whatnot, and then I started filming like a lot of my friends that's been in prison. I got a big network of friends that are in prison or was in prison. So I just started getting their stories with no bias, you know, so people can kind of hear their stories and either learn from it or get an insight into some people's lives, innit, car? I feel like before you judge someone, you should understand their circumstances.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, when you're growing up in Tottenham and you started shotting and doing, what was your end goal? As in, what did you try to aim for?
To be honest with you, I was young, I was naive, and I thought like I was making decent money, good money actually, very good money.
Yeah.
Like when I started my own line, I was clearing like 3 bags a day in country.
3K?
And stuff.
You was eating, man.
Every day, yeah.
What age was this? Sorry.
I was about probably 16 going 17.
You can't go
3K a day.
Yeah, and I wasn't working for no one.
Yeah,
It was my line.
Oh, it was your own line.
Was it
Yeah.
a solo thing?
Huh?
Just a solo thing?
Yeah. So I started off, you know, I started off working for somebody.
Yeah.
And then I did a mad thing, ended up robbing his line, whatever. You know what I mean?
That's how it goes, man.
That's how it goes, you know.
That's how it
But
goes.
from there, I just capitalized on the spot and then
Yeah.
just started doing it myself, you know, and then like started building, and I was making like a lot of bread. But I also had a gambling issue as well, so I was losing a lot of bread. But that's another story. But yeah, I was making a lot of bread, and I thought like naively, I could make it. I could make it. Like by the time I'm 25, I'm gonna be a millionaire. I'm gonna invest in properties.
Yeah.
You know, little did I know, you can't do nothing with that money if it's not earned legitly. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
literally.
not much you can do with it. But as a child, I thought I was just uneducated basically, and then I had to go through the system. Yeah.
And then boom, they gave it a
That was the end goal. That was the end goal. Yeah.
Jail.
Yeah.
Well, I see loads of roadmen, they do this road thing. You either end up dead or in jail. There's no winning way in none of them.
No, 100%. Like, I think everyone tells you that when you're young.
Yeah.
Like you're either gonna be dead or you're gonna be in jail.
Yeah.
And that's facts, because a lot of the man are dead.
Yeah, or in jail.
Or in jail.
Yeah.
Literally.
And that's what ends up happening. Then or you might be like me, coming out 30.
Yeah.
And then decided to turn your life around. Like, but then by then it's a bit late, because I wish I had my 20s. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
A bit behind.
Yeah, you're way behind.
back
You know, and you know, if I was more educated, probably if I knew that I can get into other things, maybe like labor work or trade, get into a trade or into a trade or something like that, then, you know, I think that would have been a better option. But everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, 100%.
And man's here now.
Literally.
Yeah. See, before you went and you got your long bird, did you get arrested prior to that? I said, was you in trouble with police before that?
Yeah. A lot.
A lot.
I was hot in it. Do you know what I'm saying? In the end, and then got into country, I was getting arrested loads, but I was managing to get away with a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then in the end, they got me. You know?
Yeah, they just got you.
It
Nice.
always happens.
Yeah,
innit? And you
yeah.
think, even the amount of times I was getting arrested and that, of kind of what you're saying, I was even thinking the way I've patterned this thing, like I would have someone working there. I wouldn't necessarily touch the food. I wouldn't. I'd be very hands off with it. In the beginning, I was hands on, and you have to be hands on when you're building a line. But after I kind of patterned it and got it running smoothly, I was very hands off with it. And I thought to myself, you know, how are they gonna get? And that's what a lot of man them say. But I'm not. I don't touch food. I don't da. But then they'll Feds spend a lot of money on hard food. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're starting a line, and you're selling white and beef.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of money to get you. Like they'll do operations. Like one of the police in my case was like parked opposite the yard that was one of my workers was trapping in.
Yeah.
Not parked. There was they got a whole house like across the street. Do you know what I'm saying? But you don't know they're doing this. You don't know they're watching you. A lot of the times I got nicked was a bit funny how they nicked me, but they was watching me for a long time.
Yeah.
And man then probably think, that's not happening. That's probably movies or something.
Yeah.
They do
real life.
Yeah, it's real life. They do big operations to try.
That's
and get
crazy,
you.
man.
Yeah, man.
So what? You know when you're in the station, are you thinking of getting bail? Because they've got 24 hours to either charge you or not.
Well, in the station, am I thinking about getting bail?
Yeah.
Nah, not really, because every time I've been nicked, it's not really available. It's not really bailable offences. Other than that you see the video that you guys are talking about that time. But I think that was divine intervention.
That was crazy.
Yeah, yeah. You can check that video.
Yeah, you can check that video 100%.
Yeah, but yeah, like you don't. And I've never really ever got bail apart from that time, actually.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that was just due to prayer.
Yeah.
And putting my faith in God, kind of thing. But yeah, obviously a lot of the crimes that I get nicked for, it's like for when I was getting done for drugs, I was pretty much banned to rights. You know, they've been looking for me, and they said that to me when they nicked me and that.
Yeah.
So I just stopped. I just didn't say nothing, and then got remanded.
Yeah.
And then this time, this 5 years that I just spent coming out this time, it was like they nicked me, but it was the same again. I didn't know it was flying squad that arrested me. That's like a robbery.
Big,
like a robbery police squad or whatever. And I didn't know that they was watching me. Do you know what I'm saying? And they tried to do me for loads of robberies, but only 4 stuck. These little silly ones. That stuck. But I still ended up getting 10 years. Do you know what I mean?
Like, but your robbery was bookies, right?
Yeah, for what I've been arrested for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know when you're going into the bookies and you're getting all these P's, what's going through your head? Because that's a big amount of money.
So the first time I ever did one, you know, allegedly, I don't know. But the first time I ever did one, it was like I was gambling and I had lost. The first time I ever had the motivation I had to do it is I lost 10 grand in the bookies, and then I was pissed that day because I didn't pay out whatsoever. And I was really young, and I went back and robbed the bookies. It was just like I just felt like the bookies
It's robbed you.
It's robbed, yeah, but
it's true, you know.
Yeah, I think it's robbing people.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
true.
What I'm saying? Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, if you deep it, like, especially I don't know how it is in Notts, but in London, they put bare bookies
in the poor areas.
Yeah, in
Bro,
the poor areas.
it's true.
Yeah, and then if you go to like the nicer part,
there's no bookies there. That's why I literally told him the other day. I told him we're going through the hood and I'm seeing bare bookies. I said, bro, look at this. Yeah, there's bare, loads of bookies. And I'm thinking, what's this for? It's probably because to the poor areas, you get your paycheck on Friday. Oh, let me go spend it.
Literally,
Boom. Double it.
Yeah, because it's the crabs in a bucket type of thing, man. It's like because man are broke. And you don't really have much education, you're thinking to yourself, I could win, let me get lucky, let me gamble my peas, but you ain't really got peas to gamble.
To gamble,
like,
that's true.
And the house always wins. Like that's what man need to know as well. It's set up for you to lose.
Yeah.
So even though sometimes you might win, like, you know, you're always gonna lose, and it's set up for people like us that come from broke areas.
Yeah.
100%.
So we can try and risk it to try and get more. But even if you win more, you're going to end up back there anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the mad thing about it.
Yeah.
But have any of you man gambled? Swear down.
Yeah, bro.
No
I was
way.
there, bro. We was there.
Bet 365, bro. Football.
Swear down.
Yeah, football, bro.
Ooh, the football bets are
Football are
tricky,
crazy, bro, man. Anything can happen.
It don't make sense sometimes.
It don't make sense, yeah.
You know, I used to do the football bit, but I can't lie. I started thinking, is this a fix?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I used to do, when I used to do football bets, I'd do like big money, like a bag, but on 3 guaranteed teams.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's just one just fucks up.
And then I remember the last one I did, I think I put 5 bills in it. I think it was Real Madrid to win. It was Roma to win, but they had a shit team. And then the most guaranteed one, I think it was Man City to beat Crystal Palace.
And
bro, 2 came true, and Man City lost to Crystal Palace.
One, innit?
I was like, rah, like,
it's not true.
yeah, it's a mad thing, but that's what I'm saying. It's set up for people like us to try and win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
But really, you're better off
The trap.
just stacking your peas or like pulling it or pulling it into something different.
Yeah.
Other than gambling.
Yeah.
I'd suggest.
So what? Allegedly, when you've done the mad thing, and then you're trying to wash, you got the money now, yeah. Where you heading to now? You can't go home. That's hot.
So this is the thing. Like when I first, like, I was very busy, like very busy. Like obviously, what I got arrested for was some petty things. But I was very, very busy. So like I knew exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Some of the times it would be like set up. Like I might know someone in there.
Okay.
And it's like the way you do it, it's like if you're in and out quick enough, by the time the chopper comes out, like looking
Yeah,
for
you're
whoever
gone, yeah.
yeah, you're already counting your bread, like
Yeah.
But he said 30 seconds, or even if that's
that's
crazy.
I wouldn't spend more than 30. Like there was one time I had to spend longer because some guy tried to be a hero. Like,
Yeah.
There was one time I spent longer, and he was all trying to hold the door shut. He tried to throw a bin on me. But like majority of the time, like for what I got arrested for example, there was like a lot of the time the people say you're in the bookies. That man didn't even know it was getting robbed. Like because I'd be straight in. I don't run up in there like give me the keys. I was straight in. I'm at the counter. And I, you know what I'm saying, put the thing down. Put the bread in the bag, and
Just
I'm
walk,
out. And then, I've looked at some of the CCTV, the ones that I've been arrested for. And it's like, a lot of the time they're still gambling, they're still looking at the horses. They don't even know what's happening. They don't even know what's happening.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Fade is crazy, bro. It's crazy. Nah.
Yeah, man.
You know, when you robbed it the first time, was the money not enough? Because you did it again, didn't you?
No, it's not that it wasn't enough, it's just that I had a gambling problem, bro. A really bad gambling problem. I be gambling. Do you know what I'm saying? And so basically, I had a line running. Then I was moving loud in the ends. Like so, I had my loud line in the ends where I was moving weed and that. And then at the same time, I'm gambling. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like I was getting money. I was getting paid every day. Like say a worker would come back with the bread or whatever, and I was getting paid every day from country. And then I'd do my own thing with the weed in the ends, and then I was just always in the bookies because there's nothing else to do, innit? I was just smoking weed and like a bum, innit, basically. Like, I was smoking weed and in the bookies. Do you know what I'm saying? And then, you make that, but then you just go back spinning and it was just a cycle. And then, I went prison, came out, and then I just kind of like, I'm not even really, I'm not a robber like that or nothing. I'm more of a shutter, innit? You know what I'm saying? But sometimes when you lose your re-up peas, you have to do a quick robbery. Sometimes I might go in there and only get a little bit of change. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the safe might not be open. You might just get from the tills or whatever. Sometimes it's shit, but then, like I said, I was very busy, like so it just varies, And really and truly, like when you're gambling, like 10 bags ain't a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? You can lose that in a few days. You can lose it in a day. Like I lost it in a day before. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's too much pain, man. Can't walk out. You can't walk out with that loss.
Yeah. I just wasn't trying to have it, and I was just thinking to myself, these like are really just robbing us, legit.
Bro, literally,
They're
just robbing. Bro. They're just robbing people, football, horses. There's every single sport in the world in the betting. Like, how does that make sense? Like, you can bet on anything.
Games on that now.
Yeah. But after you got nicked, went station, they're saying you're getting charged with whatever you got charged with. What are you thinking? What goes through your head?
What for the robbery one?
Yeah, for the robbery.
I got the 10 years.
Yeah.
So Flying Squad got me.
What's Flying Squad, by the way, just?
They're like specialised in robbery.
Oh, so that's the department.
Yeah, that's the department.
Yeah.
Like, they deal with like,
serious people. Yeah.
robberies and stuff like that. And and they was trying to get me for bears at first.
Yeah.
And obviously, I think only 4 stuck, and they ended up just being dead ones. But I don't even know how they even made them ones stick because the whole trial procedure was long. But yeah, when they arrested me and I was bro, to be honest with you, bro, I was relieved in a weird way, like because like I said, I was.
It's all over now.
Yeah, I was very active. Like I'm not exaggerating. I was very active, and I was in a crazy cycle where I was gambling and robbing, gambling by day, robbing by night. Like it was turning like I was moving like a cat at one point.
Yeah,
I was
just
like,
everywhere.
It was mad, like, and then one day I was parked up outside of a bookies with my co-defendant now, and then little did I know there was watching, man, and we got the drop, like a man that was like, we got the drop basically, like that there's X amount in there, so man's chilling waiting for the place to open, come and can like grab the manager and make him make him see the peas before the shop's even opened, then it like opening the shop. And then feds pulled up on man, and I was just like, when I got arrested, like a lot of man that's been to jail will probably say this, like sometimes you just want to go to jail. When you're in a police station, you just want it to get over with, like, so you can go to prison. And when I finally went to prison, I knew I was looking at a long time. I think I was 24, turning 25, and I was just like relieved in a selfish way, like, you know, like I was relieved because it's like all of this madness that I was doing, this cycle that I was caught up in. And it's not me, like that's not me, but I just let myself get in a mad cycle. And then being in prison, like I was just like, it was just a bit of relief. I thought I can bust the case because what ended up
evidence,
sticking was no evidence. There was no evidence, no face, no forensics.
Nothing.
It was just, it's what's called circumstantial evidence, which means like, say for example, you know, what can I think of a circumstance? It's too much of a coincidence that it's got to be you kind of thing. The judge kind of left it to the jury, like, do you think this was a coincidence or da-da-da-da-da? And then they found my guilty.
Well, how does trial work? They said there's like 12 people that decide if you're guilty or not.
Yeah.
If 2 of them say you're guilty and the 10 of them say you're not guilty,
then you're not guilty. That's how it works. So it's a majority.
Yeah. Okay.
Sometimes it might be like 10 might say not guilty, and then 2 are saying guilty, but then the judge will be like, or vice versa, 10 could be saying guilty and 2 saying no, he's not guilty, but then the judge will be like, go down, come back. But my trial, this is the thing, my trial was 3.5 weeks long. It was a long trial.
3.5?
Yeah, every single day, and it was in the Old Bailey, which is like
that's the
central.
yeah.
So it was every single day, hearing the same shit. The jury was tired, and they wasn't unanimous at first. So they came up and it was like, they didn't have their decision. But they had been there for so long, and the judge was like, look, you need to come with a unanimous decision. They just went down and came back up with guilty, basically. Do you know what I'm saying?
How long did it take them to verdict you?
I think it was about, I'll be real, my verdict was quite quick. It was about 9 hours. Like sometimes it could take days to get a verdict, but they wanted to go home.
Yeah.
And that's the system kind of fucked as well, because like for one of the crimes, what they said I did, it wasn't even me, and then for my co-defendant as well, it wasn't him. But I was guilty in the other one. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, if you think of a jury, like anyone that's legit can get jury service.
Yeah.
You have to turn up, and it could be Tom, Dick, or Harry. Just deciding your fate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like and like I said, they could be bored. They just want to go home. They're like, oh, look at these black youths. They must be guilty. Do you know what I'm saying? And
I feel like the system's set for us to fail, not to move on.
100%.
Because literally that.
100%, man.
Yeah.
You not ever got into trouble before?
Nah. I recently went to a court. Well, I think he's been in trouble. I recently went to court. One of my brothers was in court, in Nottingham Crown Court, and the judge was taking his case, and I felt like the judge had power over the whole court, and I felt like that's mad. He can make one decision, and your life is done. Literally.
The judge sometimes trips on that as well. They go on a bit of a power trip.
Yeah. Like power. Went in there, and I think one of the barristers were talking. They told him to just like be quiet now. Everyone went quiet. I'm thinking, that is mad. Like, how can one person have so much power over you? As soon as he leaves this court, he's a normal person again.
Yeah, he's just an old man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in there, you're right. He
just mess your life up in a couple of seconds.
He's got a lot of power in there. Do you know
a lot of power.
And even that is crazy, because you got these old men. They've got these old school views. You know, world's changing a bit, like, you know, but you got these old men, you know, probably voted for Brexit. You know
Yeah.
And they've got power over your life. But some of them are fair, to be fair. You know, sometimes people get a fair trial. Sometimes they don't. You know.
But then, do you know when they said guilty, stand up? They said stand up so they can read your sentence. And when you heard 10, what was going through your head, like?
So I didn't get. They said guilty, and then went back to prison.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then came back for sentencing.
Okay, so you got back on the circle bus. It's a circle. You got back on the circle bus or whatever, because you're in jail and the man and I'm telling you might get this, you might get that. What do you even do in them circumstances? Like,
bro, like obviously you're talking to your solicitor.
Yeah.
Your solicitor's telling you what range you can get. Do you know what I'm saying? Like what type of range your bird might be. And he said like they kind of said that. Do you know what I'm saying? And how they read out my sentence, because I think it was 8 counts, 8 counts for the weapon, if you include the weapon. But they started off with like, there was like, for the first count, giving you 8 years. For the second count, I think it was 6 years. For the third count was 10 years. And the fourth count was 8 years again. But how it works is if it's the same crime, you run it concurrent. Yeah. So they just give you, the highest sentence.
Yeah.
Everything else is concurrent after it. And you know, all my family that was in the gallery, they was hearing all those numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're thinking, What did you know about that at the time when you was there? Like,
yeah. Because obviously he's got a bird me for each one.
Yeah.
And you get the highest one. The judge has in their mind. The judge will have in his mind what he wants to give you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, when he was giving his remarks and that, he was talking about, you know, you guys are young and you're going to be more mature. He says something along the lines of, by the time you come out, you're going to be more mature. And automatically I knew I was going to get 10 years. I was 25 at the time. And when he said more mature, I just felt like he wanted me to stay till 30. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what happened, bro.
Cool, then boom. Go back down. You know, you got your bird, whatever. You're going to prison. You're looking on the outside of the window. What are you thinking? Like, bro, that's mad.
Because you're, like, especially your grandma.
What's your grandma thinking?
You let her down because
you let her,
she was looking after you.
Yeah, bro, that's a real question, man.
Yeah.
You lot are good interviews, man.
We're trying, bro.
Yeah. I respect you lot's thing, man. My grand, bro, you see my grand, she's like a proper woman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She just don't deal with that shit, you know, that all that bullshit, like, you know, she didn't raise me like that. But bro, you know, like, you're just doing your thing. You're a young boy. I had mad respect for my gran, but at the same time, I was doing my thing, not really thinking about anything else. And then with my gran, like, my gran's kind of all I've got. Do you know what I'm saying, in terms of parents? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, family.
And like, I felt bad. Yeah, of course, straight away, but. You know, and she said to me as well, because like I said, I've done 10 years in total. Yeah. So she come to visit me a few times. She always cries and that when she comes in a visit. But she said to me, if you ever go to prison again, I'm not coming to visit you. So for 5 years, she didn't see me.
Oh, she didn't see you at all.
On this,
but
she would, obviously, I speak to her all the time. She always sends letters, birthdays, Christmases, So I did let her down. I think she was like having to tell her friends that I'd moved away.
Yeah.
She's old school Jamaican. It's shame in it that I'm bringing on her. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, man, I knew I let her down. I let down the family. You know, loads of things they stopped doing when I was gone because like I think I'm quite a key part of my family. You know, but the good thing is, it was the redemption of it because I came out, I had a child.
Bro, big redemption. Big up yourself, man.
Yeah, respect,
big redemption,
bro. Come
bro.
on, man. And obviously, she see me on TV.
Yeah, bro, it's mad. I seen it the other day. I'm thinking, this guy's gone now. TV, ITV, innit? Was
that Channel 4?
Channel 4, yeah.
Obviously, did something with Channel 5.
Yeah, bro, lit, bro. Yeah.
And then I've done quite other things that I'm not even allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I've redeemed myself, like where I was lucky enough that she can see my child, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because she's old. And
I
want her to miss all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got like my son's coming probably within 5 days, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's still there, and she's seeing me change my life around. Like
that's the main thing, bro, man. Yeah, that's the main thing.
Come on, bro.
You got your sentence now. You're in jail. Are you in local jail? These times?
No, so from the Old Bailey, you go to Belmarsh.
Belmarsh is the worst of the worst.
Yeah, it's a shit jail, yeah.
Bruh.
Very high security.
That's it, very high,
jail. Yeah.
Is that not where that guy that escaped was?
No, that was Wandsworth.
Oh, Wandsworth. But that's mad, bro. Man escaped jail, fam. They got him, you know.
Yeah, they got him. But do you know what? That actually happens. That happens. It's like it's not a rare thing. Well, it's rare, but it's not like like obviously that just got televised.
Yeah.
But that's happened. There's people that walked off visits before, like they've been on the visit
and then just walked off.
and walked off. That's happened, yeah. And shit happens, but it's embarrassing for the prison, innit? So
They can't tell
not
it.
really talking about it like that.
Yeah.
This was a terror suspect.
Yeah.
And they had to like, there was a lot of failings. So kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Belmarsh now. Are you banged up with lifers?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Yeah, bro. Like that's scary, you know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to go sleep with a lifer.
No, do you know what it is? They're like, so for example, I've got my one, big up Patchy, my one of my cellmates, he was going through trial for murder at the time, so he hadn't even got birded yet. I got birded before him. And he was going on trial and he got found guilty.
Oh my God, bro.
That was a mad thing because he didn't actually kill no one.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? But that's another thing you got to watch who you keep a company with.
Bro.
You know, your parents might have told you that.
Yeah, a lot, bro, yeah.
But then you don't really listen to it younger, but that
true.
is so real. There's a thing called a joint enterprise.
Yeah.
And say, for example, we're all going out to a party, but I'm on smoke. You lot just want to go and party. And then someone's trodden on my trainers and I just dipped him up, basically.
Yeah.
If you lot ain't speaking, all you lot are doing murder as well. That's how it works, because they'll say, we went out there to do it together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, unless you can prove that it was just like spontaneous or I said it myself, like, if you know, it was just me that did it. But obviously when it comes to murder, no one wants to snitch on themselves.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because it's you're there for life, the rest of your life, innit? So everyone keeps their mouth shut. And then, you know, you can get done for the murder because you with them. We got CCTV, you lot rolling together, do you know what I mean? Now you lot have gone somewhere, a youth's died, people are calling out your friendship group, whatever it might be, or wherever we might all be from, Ladywood or wherever it is. That's where it ends, innit?
Nah, Nottingham, Meadows, St Anne's, Top Valley.
St Anne's,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, I might be thinking
Birmingham,
Birmingham,
that's Birmingham, yeah.
But like, we might all be from St Anne's, for example, and then be like, the St Anne's youths came in there, one of them chefed them out, I don't even know which one it was.
Yeah.
And then, we'll all do live.
And you can't even snitch, though. I think you get put in like a place where you can't, if you snitch, you're a rat.
Yeah.
If you don't snitch, you're a hero, but you're spending the rest of your life in prison.
Yeah.
None of them add up.
It doesn't add up, but do you know what it is? Like, you know, I don't condone snitching whatsoever, but it's techie because so like I said, my cellmate got life, I'll give you the story, There was like 6 of them, they was going out, whatever. They've seen it up. 3 of them jumped out, 3 of them stayed in the whip.
Damn.
3 youths that jumped out, 1 of them chefed him, and the youth died.
Yeah.
The other 2, whatever, I might have gave him a few kicks or whatever. They've gone back in the car. Long story short, they've all been nicked, all 6 of them. So the 3 youths that jumped out, no one's saying
who's who,
no one's snitching, until trial.
Oh, that's when it gets real.
Yeah. And then trial came, and then the one that I was banged out with, you get me, like, there was one snitch in the group, he's the one that didn't jump out. He was like, obviously he's thinking in his head, I'm not doing bird, I didn't jump out, I'm not spending the rest of my life in there. But basically, he like, they made up an alibi or whatever, he all gave the alibi to the prosecutor, like, this is what these lot are trying to say, like he's full on snitching. And long story short, the 3 youths that jumped out, all of them got found guilty for murder. 2 youths in the car got found not guilty for murder because they didn't say nothing, but they wasn't seen on. You know what I'm saying? They didn't say nothing. The 3rd youth that snitched, he got found guilty for murder.
Oh my God!
Because he opened his mouth and basically said that I was involved, but I didn't jump out. And
he got lifed off as well.
So sometimes better, he got lifed off. But he got the smallest life. I think he got 18 years, but you got to do all of it. But bro, he's labelled it a snitch in prison for 18 years. So sometimes, it's better to not say nothing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and let the police do their work. But then, you know, it's a techie thing, innit?
At the same time, you could, it's
a techie thing. Like, each to their own. You know, like, at the end of the day, don't put yourself in a situation where, you know, your brethren's got a burner on him or he's got a nank on him or whatever. Don't put yourself around these type of people because immediately, if an altercation pops out, he's gonna pull it out.
Yeah,
Naturally,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And then that's already that's a potential body, or do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you just don't want to be around that in the first place, because that's what you've got to be ready for. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And if you're right, if you snitch, you're a rat, and
Yeah.
you're finished in the ends.
Done.
You know, and then you got it's just all techie.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I would just say to the youths and that, if you know your people are on that and you just want to go and have a good time, just don't be around it. Find your friendship group that you all got the same similarities and you're doing positive things, and you surround yourself around positive people.
Yeah.
But if you surround yourself around that's what will eventually happen.
Yeah. And then when your brethren came back guilty of murder, he came back to yourself.
Yeah.
Flipping now.
How does that feel?
Innit?
Like
You know you're going home one day. You know you're going home. He's just got found guilty of murder.
It's sad, man.
It's something that you would never be able to understand. You know, how can you conceive that? Like, because the youth was like 22 at the time, 23 I think he was, and he got 25. Like, so you're basically being told like, oh, you're coming out. Was it like 48 years old? You know what he said to me? He was like, oh, at least I'm coming out before I'm 50. Do you know what I'm saying? Trying to be positive.
Yeah.
But this was afterwards when he first got the bird. He was like, he came back in the cell, like, he's like, guilty. And I was like, no way.
No way.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, he's a proper good brother.
Yeah.
Like, and, you know, he was just caught up in some bullshit.
Yeah.
But he's a proper good brother, and he came back and he's like, guilty. Then he went for sentencing later.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he got 25 years, and he came back and he just, like, usually be talking to cell, and he just asked me, like, right, can we just all like have silence so I can just process this? You know what I'm saying? But then how do you process
25 years?
How do you process 25 years, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? It's a techie one, bro, because
that's crazy.
How old are you, man?
I'm 20. So that's
over.
Yeah.
If you think from baby till now, you know what I mean? And you're still doing more time than that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's a lot of
years that you're like, it's a waste of time. And while you're in there, it's very techie, you know, like
every day
you've got to be on survival in there, do you know what I mean? That's how you got to live, in a repetitive way, in survival mode, trying to survive. For the rest of your life, it's just like, that is a waste of time for me. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, and to be fair, getting that big sentence, like me getting 10 and being in Belmarsh, and then after Belmarsh, I went to other high securities where they're all big birds, all lifers and that. It was good for me because I had the smallest sentence. Do you know what I'm saying? I thought I had a big sentence. Like at first, because that was the biggest sentence I ever got, like 10 years. I got to spend the next 5 years in there. But then there's these man, like they're 12 years deep into their bird, like 15 years deep into their bird, and they're young niggas as well. Like, and it just showed me, bro, like, you're nice, bro. You're going, like, I'm 2-3 years in, I'm going home in like 2.5 years. I've got a release date. Do you know what I mean? They can do their 25. They still got to get parole. Don't necessarily they're coming out at 25. Like, if they need to behave themselves. Do you know what I mean?
You can't behave yourself for 25 years.
You can't behave yourself, bro. How can you behave yourself in an environment like that? Like, men.
Survival,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, you know, someone might try it, you got to get cracking.
100.
And then that's all on your system. It's all on the system. It's
Yeah.
on the file. And then, when it comes for parole, it's like, but you mash works on this, or you was caught with the phone, you was caught, we smoked weed from your cell one day, It's just, it's so long. And sometimes it's like the man them will promote it, but reality is, bro,
It's not fun, man.
It's not lit. It's not fun at all. It's bullshit, basically.
What does a day in jail look like? You wake up.
But it depends, innit? Because like a lot of prisons is 23 hours bang up, innit?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you could imagine, you're just in a small cell, probably a quarter the size of this room that we're in now. You got your bed, toilet, sink, and you got like a TV with about 8-9 channels. And they'll bust your door for, if you work, then you can come out and work. Do you know what I mean? But you're working for silly money, like £10 a week.
10p,
Yeah, you're working for like £10 a week. But yeah, like you get up, you got an hour out. I think half an hour on the exercise yard, half an hour association. So you got half an hour. You're walking around the yard in circles.
Yeah.
Telling the same story, listening to the same bullshit every day. Or some people do pull-ups on the bar or whatever. And then the other half hour, you've got to shower. You've got to maybe call your loved ones if you ain't got a mobile. Do you know what I'm saying? And everyone's arguing over, like, everyone's in the queue for the phone.
The blue phone,
you know what I'm
innit?
saying? Some man, their phone's things finished. Like, I think you get a certain amount of time on the phone that finishes. And then he's trying to just bully it and stay in the line, like, and not move to the back. Do you know what I'm saying? And then it kicks off. It's all bullshit. And all you want to do, you got half an hour to call people. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like that's basically what it is. Like, if you're thinking about a remand prison, you know, 23 hours locked up. When you go to a sentence around like the lifers and where I was going, you get more time out, you know, because you're living there, you know, and you get about 4 hours out, so you get more time to associate, you know, and do bits and pieces. Is
there less violence there though? Because everyone knows that they're basically stuck there for their whole life.
Yeah. No, there's more violence, bro, because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to lose. Like, I would say there's less violence because everyone understands that we're all living here. A lot of people are living there forever, kind of thing, and they just want to have a peaceful time. But when it does actually go off,
it goes off.
It goes off in a big way, like, you know, in the smaller jails or whatever. Like, they get it cracking, a bit of a punch up. But then you get, like, in those high securities, when it really goes off, it really, really goes off. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and it gets very, very
I'm going to take it back a bit, yeah. See, when you was in the police station and you said a voice spoke to you, did that really happen?
Yeah, of course that happened, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. So, what you're talking about is, should I talk about that experience? Do you want me to talk about that?
Yeah, let them know, because that's a true story.
It's a bit of a story, yeah, but... So, do you know what it is? It's like, so if you clocked in that video, there's bits edited out because it's like there's some bits that I'm not sure if I should talk about because it's like, I don't know if it's going to incriminate me a bit, but you lot can put two and two together. But basically, I was in country, going up there to rob a bookies, and then I had something with me, you know, and I went to the cat's house, and that's where I was setting up. Basically, I went to the cat's house, and I'm very religious as well, by the way. So I went to the cat's house. So I thought, let me pray on this. I've done this loads of time before, but something I had a feeling just to pray on it. So prayed on it, and then something told me to wipe everything down, and pray it. Usually I'll just go out there with it. Do you know what I'm saying? And just go and do the madness. But something I just felt like, let me just wipe this down quickly. So I wiped it down, left the yard, got in the car to pre it. So I was driving, and bear in mind, so basically at this point, I was disqualified from driving, you know, I take chase, I never used to stop for the police and that, so I was fully disqualified. So I didn't have a license, I didn't have insurance, the insurance was all fake, everything was booked in it. And then, so that's what you just need to bear in mind, this car that I'm driving is not even legit. But obviously it might seem to the feds legit, but like, I'm not actually supposed to be driving, I'm disqualified, innit? And then, so yeah, I've driven past the bookies that I was planning to rob, and I saw, like, I think it was X5 marked police car, and that's usually
the Volvo.
Yeah, the gun boys,
Yeah.
So I said, right, that's bookie. Like, because you see this town that I was shutting in, the police station closes at 7 o'clock. It's like one of those like small towns. You don't see gun feds there, like, so it was very bookie, So I saw it, like, it's like I was driving, I saw it, carried on, went back on myself, there's a roundabout, went round the roundabout and came back on myself. And then that same car pulled me, like, talking about, you know, no seatbelt or whatever. And I was just thinking, right, like they're just pulling me because like they're seeing like a Londoner. They like in that place you don't see no one that's not white basically. You don't see that. So I was like, oh, they probably just know I'm up here shotting or whatever. Yeah, and I was saying in my head, thank God I didn't bring that thing out with me. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so they've pulled me. I'm chilling. I've just given them a fake name. And whatever name that I used for the insurance, I gave them. And then there was like, oh, hold on. And then like seconds later, probably even just like maybe a minute, like another car pulled out, like skirt on me. Yeah, they all pulled out guns at me, like hands where I could see them. They're all pointing guns at me and that. So like, I put my hand on the steering wheel. And then they've dragged me out of the car and arrested me. And it was like, oh, we're arresting you for aggravated burglary. Like, because... you know, allegedly when I was up there, there was like, you know, you got other drug dealers and run up in the yard or whatever. So they arrested me for 2 aggravated burglaries, 2 armed robberies, and I had like a spliff in my pocket. It sounds so silly, but I had like, you know, like I had an 8th, but there was like a spliff left, and they arrested me for like possession of cannabis or something like that. And then I was like, damn, because those are heavy. You know about IQB.
The aggravator is very heavy,
Very heavy birds,
it's very heavy, a long time.
15 years.
Yeah, 15 years,
Yeah. So then they arrested me for that and I was like, shit, you know. And they've been on me anyway. I've been shotting in this town. Like I said, I've been shotting there for a while in the same town, you know. So I was like, they're going to try and do me for like a conspiracy as well, for supplying Class A drugs. I don't think that was one of the charges, but it was just loads of charges anyways, yeah. Gone into the police station and I was like, shit, this is peak. But obviously I didn't think it was that peak at first. But then when I knew the severity of it, when they came back and there was like, oh, a house that I came from, the Cat's house or whatever, there was like, we found a shotgun in there. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was like, they arrested me for possession of a firearm, 60 centimeters or longer, that's what it's called, yeah. And it had two shells in it, so ammunition as well was another charge. And then that's when I was like, damn, because I didn't even know. It was all clicking to me because like, I've all left there. I didn't know that they had watched me coming from there. Yeah, so then it was all clicking like, right, they've got my number, like they've got you this time. So then, like I just thought to myself, I'm pissed. These times, this was 2010, 2009. I'll show you like the article. Because there's an article on it as well. I'll show you like the article.
I wasn't even in the UK yet, bro.
He wasn't even in the UK yet?
Nah, bro. We went here.
I swear you lot come from
Spain.
Spain?
Yeah.
I was back home still.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Respect, man.
Yeah.
So when you lot come over 2011?
2014.
2014?
Yeah, 14, literally.
But you lot got the lingo and everything. Like, you don't even sound like Spanish or whatever. You know what I mean?
We're trying, man.
But yeah, bro, fucking. So, yeah, I got on my. These times there's something called IPP. I don't know if you guys have
that's
heard of
like you're in jail, but on the outside, if you do anything bad, you're going back to jail. 99 years.
Yeah, that's when you come out. If you come out.
Oh,
Basically, IPP could be like, it was a law back in the days. It got scrapped in 2012. It got scrapped. But basically, IPP meant, say you was doing street robberies and they gave you 2 years IPP, but you can be in for 16 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's like a lot of man that's doing like right now. That's in prison right now. Remember, this thing got abolished. The law got abolished in 2012. There's man in prison right now for it.
Still doing it. Still doing the sentence.
IPP. People are trying to like a lot of protests around it.
They have to.
Yeah, I do a lot of work with that as well, trying to help the IPPs and whatnot.
Yeah.
But these times they're giving an IPP, and this is quite easily an IPP sentence.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh my days, my life is done. You know, I was thinking about my gran. I was thinking about, you know, everyone I had a missus at the time, like, and I was thinking about everyone else that I'd let down, like, you know, and I just thought to myself, like, damn, this is it, like, you know. So then I just kind of gave up. if that made sense. Like I just gave up and I just got on my knees. I said a prayer to God and I was like, you know, God, if you get me out of this is carrying a long one. If you get me out of this, yeah, I promise you, I'll never commit crime again. Like, but you know, when you mean it from the bottom of your heart. And I was in a prison cell, and as clearly as you man are talking to me now, I swear on everything I love, on my child coming right now, I'm telling you the truth. As clear as you man are talking to me now, I heard a voice say to me, "Don't worry, you're gonna get bail, and you're gonna get and you're gonna drive your car out of the station." Because I'm not even thinking about the car, but I'm not even legit in the car.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? You see with the car, they're meant to take that. You know what I'm saying? You're not, and you disqualify you again, kind of thing. They didn't even charge me for that. But that voice, like I heard it very, very clearly. But it wasn't just a voice. I had like a feeling of peace. Peace come on me, you know, and it was very. Like in that situation, anybody would be stressing, but after I heard that voice and I got that feeling put on me, I just felt peaceful and I didn't feel like, I believed everything that voice told me. Do you know what I'm saying? So I slept like a baby, even though I had all those charges on me, bro, like firearms, robberies, like it was 2 armed robberies, 2 Aggie Bs, possession of ammunition, possession of firearms.
Flipping out, bro. Yeah.
And it was just like, and they're giving out IPP these times, you know, because this was like 2009 or 2010 or whatever. Like I said, after this, I'll show you the article. And I was like, and then, I heard that. So basically, I slept like a baby. They woke me up for my interview. I've got no comment in the interview. And then left it. A little bit later, they came. They was like, you've got bail, and you can go to the front desk and collect your key. And I went to the front desk, took my key, and drove at the station. And I was like, "Oh my days,
you know
God,
how mad that is."
That is mad, yeah. And I was like, "God, you're real. Like you're real. This is confirmation."
Confirmation is real, yeah.
And you know, like you might hear, like people's got stories in it. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you have your own experience,
it's different.
Like no one could tell you anything different. No one could swear your faith after that. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm still faithful. You know. Anyways, driving back. And I was on bail, so you have to return for bail every month. You got to return for bail every month. So every month they kept postponing my bail, and on the 4th month, I've come back to the station. It wasn't postponed. I was like, but remember I have to travel all the way to Ipswich.
That's where you was at.
Yeah, and I had to travel to Ipswich because that's where the case was. So on the 4th month, I've like. You know, I've gone for, but you know what? I had so much faith in what happened. I knew nothing was going to happen to me because why would I hear that? Like, I can't have God working with me and then still make me go to prison. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyways, the officer said to me, he was like, I've got good news and bad news. And I said, what's the good news? I don't want to hear no bad news, innit? And he's like, the good news is you got NFA, which means
no further action.
No further action, yeah. And he was like, the bad news is you was running around robbing bookies with a 20 grand shotgun because it was an antique shotgun. Apparently, it was robbed from some farmer in 2009. They said, and I was like, well, I don't care about the shotgun, but it was an expensive antique shotgun. I didn't know in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know. I had nothing to do with the shotgun in it, kind of thing in it. Do you know what I mean? But there was like, and I was like, so what? So I can go, and it was like,
That's
and
it.
I left, and that's forever a story I'll tell people because like that's probably one of the craziest.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've never heard of that. That's mad.
Almost unbelievable, man.
That's what I'm saying. It seems unbelievable. That's why sometimes I don't like to tell. Sometimes I don't like to talk about it because of how unbelievable it seems. It seems like, am I just making up or whatever? But I didn't want to do it. You see that video of me in the car talking? I didn't want to do it, but I was like, God has blessed me with this platform, So then, if he's done these miracles in my life, I got to testify in it. Like, if I keep that a secret, then what's the point in him even doing it? Because I did go and commit more crime. I broke my promise. Do you know what I'm saying? I went back to prison anyways. Do you know what I mean? And I just felt like, I've got to, you know, spread my story and what happened in it. And there's loads more crazy stories, you know. not like that where I actually heard God. I've never heard him again like that, ever again like that, you know. But there's other crazy stories, you know. But yeah, that one was just a mad thing.
I was
looking at a crazy bird.
Yeah,
I really should have just I should have took that opportunity to turn my life around then, but you know, everything happens for a reason. You know, I probably wouldn't be here now. God's continuing to bless me.
Yeah. Well, why do you think there is so many youth that are involved in that lifestyle, and how can they get out of it in a sort of way to help themselves and better themselves? Because it's a lifestyle which isn't good at all.
I think there's a lot of systematic reasons why there's youth in this lifestyle. I don't think it's a black problem or white problem. I think it's more of a poverty problem. There's people, you know, systematically, like it's usually around these sides or around cities. It's usually like black people. You know, your parents, your grandparents, they was broke. They wasn't. You know, back in them days, you had like civil rights movements or whatever it is. It wasn't easy for your great grandparents or and then they didn't have much generational wealth to pass on. Because I guarantee, if the man them had a house to collect, when say their mum died or whatever, or they had like if they was comfortable financially, there'll be a lot less crime in it. You know what I'm saying? So I put it down to people not having money, and then you've got other people flashing money. You got the shotters in the ends,
that's true.
flashing money and showing an example of like this is what's nice. And then girls like that as well.
They love it. They love the lifestyle, bro.
They love the lifestyle. And so then you feel like you need to be a certain way. But then obviously you're putting your life on the line, bro, and you're risking your freedom. You know, it don't make sense. Once someone texts me down.
It's gone. It's mad stuff.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, but like I don't. Yeah, man. I think that's the reason. I think people get into it because uneducated, and not to say, man, I'm stupid, because I've always been smart, but I just didn't know better, if that makes sense. I didn't know. I remember I didn't grow up in social media either. There wasn't much of that when I was growing up. Like, it was like, I just thought to myself, you know, I saw like people, like the olders around me on big bread, you know, like they was wearing the latest clothes and then stacks of money and driving the whips and that, and you know, and it's true, girls love that shit as well.
Man. I'm telling you, man.
You got to keep up with that, innit?
Yeah, you have to keep up with this.
But so I was gonna say, you know what? What I noticed is like, I didn't have my first debit card until I came out of prison. Like, as a 30-year-old, you know, like, like, or these little things that I didn't have, and really, all them nice cars that you see the shotters driving and that, all you got to do, is, even if you have a Sainsbury's job, for 5 years, you pay your phone bill, you get a 999 credit score, bro. You can get any whip, big, not any whip, but like, you know, like a big 30 grand
decent
whip, and whip it around and be paying off £200 a month, something small like that, or whatever the finances or whatever. But man didn't know about all this stuff. Like, man just thought man had to buy a whip, straight cash.
Straight cash,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and things like this, but we wasn't taught credit and these things in school. So I feel like, if man just really knew, man was more educated and knew, like, you know what, I can have these things. I just got to work, graft it out for a little bit, and then get my credit score up, pay my bills, live legitly, and then I can at least look rich. You know, I can take a Range Rover out, do you know what I mean, and pay, 3 bills a month? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're earning decent bread, and you man live in Nottingham, it's cheap up there to live, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you lot can get yards and that, and like, you know, there's different ways to do it, but man just need to be educated.
You know when they bust the doors for you to go home, and you're with the lifers, did you feel like a type of weight leaving them behind?
So I left the lifers a year. So basically how it works is, you got categories in prison, So you got A cat, which is the highest security. That's usually like
the murderers and stuff.
Yeah, murderers or high profile, but murderers can be A or B cat.
Oh, okay.
But A cat is more like very high profile, you know, like very high profile. Like, if you can think of like the highest profile. And then you got B cat, which is 10 years and above. If you get 10 years and above, you get B cat. And then anything under 10 years is C-cat. And if you behave yourself well, it's in C-cat, D-cat. And
Open
D-cat is
jail.
open conditions.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can just go out and do what you want. Like, not do what you want, but you can go home, but have to go back to prison. And you're not really got lock up. You can go outside and eat proper food.
That's a
and
youth club, man.
Yeah, like that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, D-cat. Like, I've never been D-cat or whatever, but I like I said, I was busy throughout my bird. Like I was like I was what's called a patterner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I used to pattern parcels. I used to want to get mobile phones, smoke, weed. So I was a B-cat for around the lifers for like 4 years, and then my last year they gave me C-cat, and that's when I went to H&P Only, which is a C-cat. Less security, more freedom, and it was COVID starting time, so it's like there wasn't much security because these times, you know, when COVID first started, everyone thought, we're gonna die. So like security wasn't really on, nothing like that. So I was just on my phone. 24s, like I wasn't worried about what if the screws because we was locked up 24s as well because of the whole COVID thing. Well, it's not 24. It first started at 24, then it was at 23 and a half, then it was at 23 hours, and then we were segregated. But yeah, towards the end of it, I was in a C-cat, and that's where I started Delinquent Nation. Yeah. So towards the end, I was in a C-cat. I wasn't around lifers, but when I left the lifers, I went to C-cat. I left them with like some good stuff. Like I had like a DVD player, but you can store like Power box set on it. You can store like things on it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like all the series and that, like. And I left it with one of the man them that's doing live because you're here forever and I'm going home, kind of thing.
That's good, man.
Did you still keep in contact with him?
No, do you know what? It's like man them can keep in touch with me if they want, but it's a thing where like sometimes man will have a phone. When they have a phone, they'll shout me, and when they don't, they won't shout me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't hear from them. Like I get calls from prison all the time. You know, different man, they shout me either on the mobile or they put me on their pin, and they shout me like all the time. But it's like, you know, just that one in particular. No, I haven't heard from him, but that doesn't matter. You know, aware about that. Yeah.
But yeah, big up yourself, bro. You definitely changed your life around, man.
Changed
you
your
actually,
life,
your inspiration to a lot of youth and stuff.
Like, I love to hear that, man.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I love to hear that, Kai. It sounds like man's just doing the right thing, innit?
Nah, proper.
Working,
yeah,
you know?
It's working a lot. Even when you had Frogsy on,
Frogsy,
bro,
yeah.
I'm the biggest Rimsey fan. You need to get Rimsey on your channel, bro, man.
Yeah, we spoke one time and we're still waiting for him.
Nah.
We spoke.
Yeah, Rimsey needs to come on it.
Yeah, we spoke one time. That would be a good podcast.
Yeah, man, they had a mad case. Him and Frogsy had the maddest cases.
That was a mad old case.
Yeah, I think that made the headlines and stuff.
Yeah, that video went viral and stuff. That was a mad thing that happened. You know? I don't know if anything's alleged or not. Or I don't really want to talk about that.
Nah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Frogsy's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get back into doing more podcasts like that.
No, you have to, man.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you know the best one? Tiny Boost.
Oh, Tiny Boost is cold, yeah.
Tiny Boost is funny, yo. He's funny.
You watch both parts, yeah?
Yeah, I watch everything, bro.
Yeah. Tiny Boost is a real one, man.
Tiny Boost is I think that's the best podcast you've done.
You reckon?
Tiny Boost, yeah. Because he's got energy when he's talking and stuff. Yeah.
This is it, like, especially when you're talking to ex-prisoners. Some man don't
want to be themselves and stuff.
Yeah. But Boost is Boost, innit?
Boost. You're happy always, man. Yeah.
You get a good conversation out of him. It's a good vibe.
Yeah.
You know?
Good vibes.
There was one part where he was like, "Oh, I went into a cell and I got banged. Like they banged me. Normally people don't say that, but yeah, I can't lie, they banged me.
But then he's a real one. Because obviously, bro, Tiny Boost has done some bird. Bird and like. You know,
it's IPP as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's IPP. That's another one is IPP, and it's like, you know, you're trying to tell people you went through your bird and no one didn't bang you in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what was you? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, no one's untouchable. You know.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just being honest. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I like some people aren't.
They're not honest. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's cool, but yeah, I like Tiny Boost.
Tiny Boost is nice, good guy still. And so what? When did you find out you're getting released?
Yeah, I got released September 2020. So, September 22nd, 2020. On the 22nd of this month, it would be 3 years I've been out of prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't go back in, bro, man.
No way, bro.
Nah,
you can't, man.
You can't, man. That's it, man. You're here now,
no
man.
way.
You've made a name for yourself out here.
Yeah. And I'm happy about that. You know me, right now I'm family life.
Yeah.
The only thing that concerns me is family and business.
Yeah.
You know, so I go and I do work. I do my TV work, I do my podcast work, whatever, and then family.
Yeah.
Everything else is just bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
You know, when you're young, obviously with the socializing and that, but I don't have time for it no more.
Nah,
I
man,
just
done.
focus on my family, my daughter, my missus, my son that's on his way.
Yeah.
And that's what I've put first, and then obviously work, and that's just that's what's important in life. I think.
Did you find it hard coming out? You've done 5 years behind the door, coming out to freedom. I feel like some people find it hard to adapt back into the.
Everything's changed.
Yeah, everything's changed. Like a lot happened in 5 years.
Yeah, man. Of course. My missus will tell you, bro. I was like a deer in the headlights. Like that's what it was described to me as. Like, I thought, I just can't wait to get out. But then you come out and it's like a whole different reality. Like, from what you're used to for 5 years, that's secondary school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. 5 years, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
A long time
to spend. And then man came out and I had bad anxiety. It was overwhelming, you know. Even I turned into an introvert. I'm very much introverted. You know, I'm not a loud person. I don't like being. Even though people don't might believe it, can I do this stuff?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't understand. This is difficult for me to do, like talk on camera, and that's and it's very overwhelming for me as well. So that's why maybe I don't do as much as I should. Yeah. You know, but I'm overcoming these things, like, because obviously this is what's been put in front of me, and this is what I've got.
Yeah.
I'm doing, innit, kind of thing.
So when you came on, you seen your grandma, freedom now.
It was nice, man.
Yeah.
It was a good feeling, but like I said, like when I came out, I was in the AP pre-premises, so I had to stay there for 3 months. But yeah, I saw my family. I was under mad conditions as well. Like I had to sign on. I think it was 5 times a day. So
5.
They let you out. You're allowed to leave. I think 7 o'clock. I had to sign on at 9:30. Then 12. Then 3 o'clock. Then I think it was 5 o'clock, and then my curfew was back by 9, I think.
So done that for a whole 3 months straight?
Yeah, so for 3 months, man had to do that. And so they just basically do that so you don't leave the area that you're in, where the AP is, innit? So, in like, you know, things like you can't get into cars, they put mad restrictions on you, like, you know.
Right.
You know, during that time, was you with your missus?
Yeah, she's a real one, man. She was there for my last 2 years.
Yeah.
The last 2 years she was there, but I've known her since we was kids, like from 15 years old, we was friends. And then I was speeching up in jail. I was chatting to her in jail, and she used to say to me like, you know, she used to say to me, I'll never be with the jail nigga.
Yeah.
And I heard that, but obviously I call her now and again. And then my last 2 years, I put the steam on, I put the pressure on. You get me?
Yeah.
And I had a mobile. Like I said, COVID happened, so I was just on the phone 24s with her, like, and you know, like, would watch box sets and that because I had a smartphone. And I tell her what I'm doing, the whole Delinquent Nation thing, my vision that I had. And she
supported it.
Yeah, man.
That's real. Still, it's hard to find girls like that nowadays, bro. You know.
She was a serious girl, man, and you know, she's a loyal girl. So
yeah.
When I came out, you know, we got to it straight away, man. You know, my daughter's 2 years old now.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
But what is it like being a dad?
It's fulfilling. You know, it's definitely fulfilling. Like you understand more time, your purpose. You find more of a purpose in life. You have a responsibility over a life.
Yeah.
And it's I guess the best thing I could say is fulfilling.
Yeah.
You know?
You do everything for them, basically.
Lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can't be lazy. You've got a lot to lose because someone's relying on you. Your whole life is relying on you. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't be a deadbeat
Yeah,
and then put yourself first, and then be taking risks taking risks and stuff, and then you go in jail, and then mum's raising the youths by themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, my parents passed, and I was raised by my grand, so I wanted to give my daughter a life with both parents. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, yeah, proper stuff, bro, man.
Obviously, you've been through a lot of things. Like your life is a movie. If you had any advice for the youth, what would you say to them?
I ask people that question all the time, you know.
Yeah.
What advice would I give to the youths, man? Like, especially if it's to the youths, you've got time, man. Like, you've got so much time. I started when I was 30. Like, I missed it in my 20s, man. You've got time. Don't rush it. You know, don't rush it. You got time, and just believe in yourself. You know, it sounds gay. You know, that sounds so cliche in that, but you see, if you actually believe in yourself, you know, I think you can do anything. There's anything 100%. You can do. Like, if you believe in yourself, and you know, whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And that's very cliche to say. It sounds a bit gay, but but if you put your mind to it, you can do it. Look at me, bro. You know
bro, it's like, crazy,
I was meant to be robbed out.
Yeah.
But I'm here, you know.
Bro, big channels are coming for you, bro. Bro.
That's good. It's all deserved, man. 100%.
Yeah.
Because you got a positive message to spread around.
Very positive.
A lot of people are listening as well.
A lot.
So it's good.
I don't think you realise, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you actually
You make a lot
big,
of noise.
bro.
Yeah, so even that year, it's like, hasn't really
sunk in yet.
Sunk in or nothing like that. Her man's just man, innit?
Yeah.
But like, you know, like funny things happen. Like, for example, delivery came to my yard the other day. Man, like, Delinquent Nation. Yeah, even when my son was born, like the security in the hospital was like, when my missing labour, like, I watch your shit. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
But I'm still about. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you don't realise how I don't know, man. Bro, I'm just me, innit?
Yeah. It's hard to take in, man. But yeah, man. That's lit still, bro, man.
No, respect,
man.
A lot of people appreciate you still, 100%.
No, respect, man. I appreciate all the love, man. Keep pushing. You lot as well, man. You lot keep pushing your thing.
We're trying.
Keep pushing the podcast, you know. You get me, hopefully this gets some views.
Hopefully, man. Yeah. Hopefully.
And just keep pushing it and do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, man. Thanks for watching. And SP, Delinquent Nation, thank you very much for coming and having this with us, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Thank you guys for having me on, man.
Nah, thank you to you, bro. The main man.
It's all love, innit? It's all love.
Yeah.
Brothers, man.
But yeah, thank you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and peace out. Yeah, man.
Are you kidding me? Are you talking about a war if you don't plan on killing me? 45 in my proximity, we got utilities. You never seen a bricks to chat shit, I gotta disagree.